Good day, here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has reaffirmed the Philippines' commitment to stop the proliferation of nuclear weapons. Marcos made a statement after his meeting with Dr. Robert Floyd, Executive Secretary of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, at Malacanang Palace yesterday. In a Facebook post, Marcos said he told Floyd about the Philippines' commitment to keep the world free from nuclear threat through the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. The Philippines signed a treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons, or the Nuclear Weapon Ban Treaty, on September 20, 2017 in New York. At the same time, Marcos promised to convince the governments of Tonga, Bhutan, and Nepal to sign and ratify the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, or CTBT. Floyd said Tonga is the last South Pacific nation to sign and ratify the CTBT, while Nepal has yet to ratify it. The CTBT prohibits all types of nuclear tests, explosions anywhere in the world. The Philippines signed a treaty on September 24, 1996, and ratified it on February 23, 2001. The Department of Transportation asks the public for its understanding and urged everyone to expect heavy traffic as the rehabilitation of EDSA starts by the end of March. Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon said heavy traffic is inevitable as the entire stretch of EDSA will undergo rehabilitation. He said the DOTr and concerned government agencies such as the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority and the Department of Public Works and Highways are preparing measures to ease the heavy traffic flow. The DPWH National Capital Region earlier said one part of the rehabilitation will start in the northbound portion from the Quezon City to Caloocan boundary to Monumento. It said rehabilitation works will be done by segments starting from the EDSA bus lane. The project is part of the country's preparations for the hosting of the 2026 ASEAN Summit. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. accepted the chairship of the ASEAN during the Regional Bloc's 43rd Summit in Jakarta. The Philippine Navy is willing to escort the anti-nuke coalition on its third mission in the West Philippine Sea in May. Philippine Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Rear Admiral Roy Trinidad, said the Armed Forces of the Philippines welcomes the civilian mission, which aims to express support for the government's stance to protect the West Philippine Sea. He said the AFP and other concerned government agencies are ready to support and provide assistance to the group. Trinidad noted that the presence of the Navy vessels in the West Philippine Sea is based on the patrol plans of the Northern Luzon Command and Western Command. He said it would be good to have the patrols done at the same time as the civilian mission. The anti-nuke coalition is set to hold a sea concert on the last week of May. The activity will unite fisher folk, artists, and advocates to call for peace, unity, and solidarity. In other news, the Department of Migrant Workers announced that Croatia has opened 3,500 jobs for Filipino hotel personnel. Migrant Workers Undersecretary Patricia Yvonne Kaunan said Croatia announced an initial opening of about 3,500 job orders with no placement fee through a government-to-government program. He said Croatia will need workers this summer or the latter part of April and May. Filipino workers with experience in housekeeping, food service, and front desk operations are urged to apply for the DMW's Pre-Employment and Government Placement Bureau. Kaunan said the initiative opens more employment opportunities for overseas Filipino workers, thus enhancing labor ties between the Philippines and the other European countries. Aside from Croatia, Kaunan said the DMW also secured labor agreements with Slovenia and Hungary. Meanwhile, the DMW and TESDA are working in tandem in the upskilling of OFWs. For our business news, the national government has recorded a budget surplus of 68.4 billion pesos in January 2025. According to the Bureau of Treasury, due to the sustained revenue and increased expenditures, the budget surplus was lower than the 88 billion pesos recorded in January last year. Revenue collections increased by 10.7% to 476.1 billion in January from 421.8 billion last year. This is due to higher tax collections, which improved by 13.60% year-on-year. Tax revenues hit 437.5 billion pesos, while non-tax collections reached 29.6 billion pesos. Meanwhile, the Department of Labor and Employment has reminded employers to submit their annual Establishment Report on Wages, or AERW. All private establishments must submit the 2024 AERW between March 17 and June 30 in compliance with Article 125 of the Labor Code. The annual reports should contain a list of employees as of December 31, 2024, including rank and file employees, learners, apprentices, and workers with disabilities, as well as employee salaries and wages specified in their contracts. Employers may access the DOLE online compliance portal to register and submit the reports. In other news, the Philippines' gross gaming revenue, or GGR, grew by 25% in 2024 as revenues from electronic games surged by 165% during the year. The Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation said the country's GGR increased from 329 billion pesos in 2023 to 410 billion in 2024. This is despite President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s ban on the operation of the Philippine offshore gaming operators. POGO chairperson and CEO Alejandro Tenco said he attributed the strong performance of local gaming industry to the implementation of strategic policy adjustments, such as the gradual reduction of fee rates for e-games since 2023. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The Pna Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under the Pna News. I am Stephanie Savaliano. This is the Pna Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.